Hello YouTube. Hope you all had a wonderful week. My name is Jared Fuller. Today is Sunday, March 1st, 2020. Dad's still asleep. You can probably hear him snoring in the background. Maybe not. Amy, she was awake a little, or she's probably still awake. She's just lying there trying to go back to sleep. She's not feeling well today. This past week was the absolute worst week ever. There were some highlights, and I'll talk about those too, but this past week was the absolute worst week ever. My ex-girlfriend, Ruth, had passed away on Friday at officially 4:33 p.m. She was declared dead at the University of Wisconsin Hospital in Madison. She was a Wilms tumor survivor like I was, and she fought and battled and defeated Wilms tumor back in 1987. She was 36 years old when she passed away. Her sister called me and left a message. I didn't get to it right away because I was in the tub. And she told me that Ruth is gone. And when I got out of the tub, I noticed that she called. And so I called back and I said, you called my number. This is, my name is Jared. And she says, yeah, this is her sister. And so we talked for probably, I'd say a good 20 minutes or so. I was really crushed. I'm still hurt by it. Her health had gone downhill. She had a stroke. And she was moribund for quite a while up until, of course, she passed. She passed on Friday. At the age of 36, they're not going to have a funeral for her. Her organs will be donated because that's what she wanted. She was a very loving, very caring, very giving person. And her organs, she wanted to donate her organs if something should happen. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to carry on with her wishes. And the kids loved her. She loved to volunteer her time. And she worked. And she loved camp. She loved camp, and all the kids loved her. And one of the things that had drawn me to her, other than the fact that she was a Wilms tumor survivor like I am, was her smile and her charm, and the fact that we had so much in common. And eventually it would lead to a relationship. And the breakup was just as peaceful and as civil as you could imagine. There were no hard feelings. We remained good friends all the way up until she passed away. And I was told that every time my name was brought up, she would smile. She'd get really excited and smile. Her face would light up with joy. And I've been having a hard time dealing with her passing because I loved her, and I always will. But it's just a damn shame, for lack of a better term. It's awful. 36 years old. I loved her. That's all I could say. Second bit of bad news. My cousin's ex-husband had passed away on the 25th at the age of 40, just dying young. His name was Corey Van Horn. His services were yesterday at Smith Funeral Home in Elsie. He's going to be cremated, but they had a viewing for him. And I guess I overheard his mom speaking to other guests who were there, and she said that it was COPD, but they're not going to know, they're not going to get an exact official report of his autopsy for about another 6 weeks. But she said that he had COPD, and he probably didn't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. It's wrong to speculate, but Corey will be missed. He is sorely missed already by all of us. I mean, he was with my cousin for a short time, and he took care of his son Christian. And it's a shame. It's just been one of the worst weeks ever. And my love and condolences, of course, go out to Ruth's family. And I told her sister that, let's stay in touch. I don't want to, not stay in touch with them anymore just because Ruth is gone now. So we've agreed to stay in touch. And my love and condolences also go out to Corey's family. It has been one of the worst weeks ever. Third part to that week, and I'm going to get a little snarky here, so brace yourselves. Last week I brought up the name Ronnie Duvall. Well, Mr. Ronnie didn't like it so well, so he thought he would be a wise guy and call me from a private number like the man he is and threatened to kick my fucking ass, and then said, I'll be in Michigan next week. You better watch your ass. So I didn't know you like staring at my ass, but thanks. You can also kiss it. You don't call me from a private number and make empty threats. Stay away from children. Go away. We've had this discussion before, and I can probably expect him to call me from the same private number because that's how much of a fucking coward he is, to call from a private number and make empty threats. So I'll be expecting your call very soon. Go away. Stay away from children. You have been exposed already. There's court documents. You've been exposed. Go away. And don't call me ever again. And there's that. There were some highlights to the week, and I'm going to get to those as well. So on Wednesday, I was watching the news here, the local news, and they had talked about a young boy, a local boy. He's I think 15. He's battling leukemia, and they had an event for him at a local high school. Excuse me. They had an event for him at a local high school. It was a basketball tournament. And I looked for the page, messaged it, and actually, yes, I did. Messaged them, told them, introduced myself, told them about who I am. I give them my official background information. The person behind the social media page invited me to the event, and it was fun. I didn't get to meet the Warrior, but I got to meet the MSU mascot, Sparty. He was in attendance, and the MSU marching band was there, so Dad and I had gone out there. It was a wonderful time, and they raised a lot of money. Tom Izzo had put together a special video for the Warrior, and he had given a chair, an autographed fold-up chair from the Final Four tournament, I think, that MSU was a part of, and it was auctioned off for $1,000, and they raised all kinds of money for the family, and I was just so amazed, and so, like, it hit me in the feels, and it was a wonderful thing that they did, and I had a great time, and I made a lot of new friends, and we're going to be hopefully staying in touch, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Dad and I went, Dad had fun. And yesterday, after I attended Corey Van Horn's viewing, because his viewing, or his services were from 11 until 1, we didn't stay long. Dad and I and Jimmy, my stepdad Jim, went out to the viewing to see Corey, and my Uncle Tim was there and Grandpa Fuller was there. After that, I went out to Frankenmuth because there were some friends who came in. They arrived in Michigan on Friday. They were in Frankenmuth at the Frankenmuth Motel. And their little boy is 9. He's a leukemia survivor. He's got Down syndrome as well. And I've always wanted to meet them. We've spoken over the phone any number of times, and I finally had the opportunity to meet them, and it was awesome. They went to the Beatles and Beans coffee shop in Bay City because they are huge fans of the Fab Four, and they bought a lot of Beatles merchandise while they were here, records and things. And we went to Bronner's. We walked around Bronner's, and the little boy and I, he held my hand and we walked to the store. It was so sweet. And we had such a wonderful time. We made lots of awesome memories together, and he just loved it. He had a picture taken with my Jared Bear. It was just the greatest time, and they left for home today because they live in the next state over. But it was just a wonderful time, and you know who you are. Thank you so much for visiting and allowing me the chance to meet you, and I hope we get to meet again sometime and hang out. Maybe I'll go to your state, and we'll make a weekend of it or something. That would be great. I would love that. But we'll make plans. We'll stay in touch. Today, after I do this video, I'm thinking about going to Owasso, to Walmart, to put some money on my Walmart card, and I might be ordering something offline. Something I've been wanting to do for a while. I want to order something offline and do that. But I have to put the money. I have to go to the store to put the money on the card, and then come home and order it. I don't know yet. It depends on what mood I'm in, if I want to go to Owasso or if I don't want to go to Owasso. Either way, I'll have to make that decision. Friday was my brother Wayne's 43rd birthday, and he came out on Friday night while I was gone, because I was over in Frankenmuth visiting with my friends who are visiting from the other state, of course. My brother Wayne had come out, picked up Dad and Amy. They went to, I think Dad said they went to Diedrich's, and then they went to Family Tavern. And they had some friends with them, and they got really super drunk, trashed. And I guess my brother had a good birthday. So happy birthday, Wayne, my brother. So that was a highlight of their week. But it's been, the last week of February was absolutely brutal. Brutal. I hope March will be better. I hope I have a better month. And I'm trying to get on with the usual normalcy of life, and just taking one day at a time, doing what I need to be doing around here, doing what I need to be doing in the real world outside my house. I'm trying to be the best person I can be to everybody, and I'm trying to do the right thing every day. But once in a while, reality creeps up to you, and you're reminded of all the people that you've lost, which I do all the time. I'm very reminiscent of that, and it's hard when you lose people you love so much. It is just one of the most difficult things to have to deal with. And it's always there. It never goes away. And it's awful. It's just one of the worst feelings in the world, knowing that you have to go on living your life without people that you love. It hurts. And, there's no time limit on grief, and people who say, well, maybe you should get over it. Maybe you should try to get on with your life. I have gotten on with my life, but the pain doesn't go away. And don't tell me to get over it. It's never going to go away. You grieve over people that you love and care about. And that's just how it is. It's your heart, it's your mind, it's everything about you that grieves for a person that you love so dearly, and now they're gone forever. That's not an easy thing to take. And I think about Ruth. I'm thinking about her. She's been on my mind ever since this happened, and today is no different. And the thing that it just really blows my mind is how young she was. She was only 36 years old, and she beat Wilms like I did, and she was a fighter through and through. But the trouble after that, the time preceding her, following after her survival, was health complications from the treatment. And she told me this with her own mouth. We had spoken about a lot of things over the phone, and leading up to, she had issues with her heart, she had issues with her lungs, she had a stroke, and as time went on, her health declined, and the things we talked about on the phone, our conversations, the very first time that Ruth and I ever talked, and because we had introduced one another, we got to know each other through a Facebook group, and that's where we met, actually. And we swapped information, we swapped cell phone numbers, and the very first time we had ever spoken on the phone, it lasted for 2 hours, because we just talked and talked and talked. And she says, I've never felt this way about a guy before. I've never had any man feel this way about me. She says, you're the only person in my life. You're the only man in my life. Nobody can ever make you go away. She says, nobody can ever make you or make me change my mind about you. And she didn't. We stayed together, and of course the breakup was something that we both wanted. We felt that it was best, and it was civil and cordial and friendly. And like I said, we remained friends. As far as I'm concerned, we remained friends all the way up until the day she died. And her sister called me and told me the news of her passing, and she sounded so much like Ruth. I thought I was talking to Ruth again, because the voice sounded like almost the same. She had the same mellifluous voice as Ruth, and it's like, my God, you sound just like your sister. But I never told her. I probably should have, and I still can't. But yeah, it's a shame. Excuse me. I think I might be coming down sick. But it has been a wild week, and I'm going to miss Ruth terribly. And she's always going to have a piece of my heart. She owned a piece of my heart. The day I laid eyes on her, the day I saw a picture of her on Facebook, I was mesmerized by her beauty and that smile of hers, and I loved her so much, and she loved me. And now she's gone forever. So now I have to carry on doing what I'm doing, and somehow I'll know that she was there. Somehow I'll have that feeling that she was in my heart, and that she had something to do with that. Everything I do now from this moment forward in the face of childhood cancer, I'll know that she had part of that because she inspired me, and I loved her with all my heart, with everything I had. And, you know, I'll get on with my life, and I'll continue doing what I do, and I'll continue to be a good Samaritan, and I'll continue to help families with childhood cancer. I'll continue to share my story. I'll continue to do everything I've always done before she died and even after she died. And I'll know, like I said, I'll know that she touched me in a way that was just over the top influential. And she had one of the most biggest hearts I've ever known a person to have. And damn, I miss her already. Tomorrow, speaking of childhood cancer, tomorrow is the 31st anniversary of my diagnosis with Wilms tumor. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to put together a video specifically to talk about that. I might not. I don't know yet. If you see a video after this one, then you'll know that, excuse me, you'll know that I made up my mind if I wanted to do a video or didn't. Is he waking up? You waking up? You waking up? You gonna join me for the video, Dad? You gonna join me for the video? There's no coffee. No, the water pipes are froze again. Yeah. But yeah, tomorrow is the 31st anniversary of my diagnosis with Wilms. I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna put together a video, I probably should, just to talk specifically about Wilms tumor and to talk about how my family found out. And now joining me off camera is Dad. He sat up on the couch. He's not all the way awake yet. So he says, "Good morning." How's your shoulder doing? I think he might have dislocated his shoulder. You all right? He's got a bad back too. He's had back issues for years. He got hurt at work, and they say he's got deterioration of the spine and all that. Spinal sclerosis, I think he said it is. But yeah, it's been a very turbulent week. And hopefully this week will be better. Hopefully. That's all I can say. One can only hope. But, you know, that's pretty much my week. I mean, it's been so busy. I've been going here, going there. I'm still getting screenshots about a guy named Milt Tyson. It's worse than what I thought, and I mean it's exceeding what I thought was bad about the guy, and there's all kinds of screenshots and all kinds of evidence, you know, audio evidence, things he's written on the internet, and there's screenshots of that, and it's worse than what I thought. I'm not gonna delve into that too much. I'll let those people who have the evidence and you know, they have what they need to report him, which I hope they've done. But I hear he's touting on his Facebook about we got the kids to go on Ellen. You know, he's taking full credit for that. He's looking for getting his pat on the back for a job well done. See, these people who are indirectly affected, they just, that's the only reason that they're in the childhood cancer world in the first place, is because they're looking to leech publicity. They're trying to make something of themselves by preying on the vulnerability and the downfall of your family. And I'll talk about this all day, every day until I die. That there's people who are here who don't belong here in the first place, and there's a lot of families out there who blindly accept what is, and I don't. And, who better than to talk about things like that than someone who's actually been through that? Not these indirectly affected people. The asshole who called me from a private number, and then we have Milk Tyson, who continues to use children to garner publicity and to leech a little what for himself. This is not a show. This is not an opportunity for you to make yourself look good. Childhood cancer is not an employment opportunity. This is more ego than anything with these people. I don't associate myself with people like that because I'm the one who actually went through it. Between me and Ronnie and Milk, I'm the one who can actually talk more about it because I've been through it. They haven't. And like I said, I'm expecting another call from a private number because that's how much of a man he is. Obviously, the truth bothered him. Truth hurts him because, well, you wouldn't have called me if it didn't hurt. Didn't sting just a little bit. And, if Milk is actually guilty, and by the way, his real name is not Milk Tyson, it's Edward Porter, but if in fact it comes out true that he is guilty of doing the things he's done with FAM and using the nonprofit organization to fund his lifestyle, then those people need to hold him accountable, and he needs to be punished to the fullest extent of the law. A lot of people, they think that I had something to do with FAM. Never. I stay away from nonprofit organizations, actually. And while they're not all the same, not all nonprofit organizations are the same, but it's the people behind it. Because the organization itself is neutral. It's the people who run it. And if you have a snobby, arrogant CEO of a nonprofit organization, that says everything about the organization because they are a representative of that organization. So I just assume not have anything to do with any of them. And, I'm the survivor. 31 years. I'm a survivor. I don't owe nonprofit organizations anything. Not even a moment of my time. I don't owe them any great allegiance. I don't owe them money. I don't owe them anything. And I'm not saying that I'm better than these nonprofit organizations. I'm just saying that, I know what I had to go through. Amy's coming down sick. But I don't owe them anything. I'm not putting myself above anybody. I just, I know what I had to go through. And they're involved in this little pissing match where they're trying to outdo each other and outshine each other. Don't get me involved in that because it's not going to happen. So yes, tomorrow will be 31 years since I was diagnosed. How was your week, Dad? Other than going out to see Corey, how was your week? Could have been a lot better.
A whole lot better.
It was rough. It was a rough one for sure. I was telling our viewers that we went out to...
Check my new butane lighter out I got.
You got a new butane lighter?
Yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool.
Huh.
Well, light it. That stuff is pretty cool. Yeah.
You lit a cigarette with us?
Yeah, I light it once.
Ooh. Fuck are you doing? gives you a shock when you push it down.
It's a shock right here.
Asshole.
There you go, Jared.
You got me.
Where you gonna get her from Tim?
Well, if they see this video, they're not gonna do that. Fucker. You shocked me. It's a shock lighter. I pushed down. What the fuck? I felt that all throughout my thumb. It's like, son of a bitch. You got me. Fucker. Asshole. Where'd you get that? Something told me I shouldn't have pushed down on that, because why would you show me a lighter? Why would you never show me a lighter? It should have told me something. I wasn't thinking.
I had my lighter lighting it.
Yeah, because you have that your lighter's usually attached by that string. Why am I pushing down? What an asshole. Okay. Anyway, yeah. We went to that thing out at the high school for that young boy, and that was fun. Got to see Sparty and the cheerleaders, the MSU cheerleaders. There was a young boy sitting next to Dad, and he was watching them, and one of the cheerleaders, her butt was showing a little bit, and this little boy sitting next to us was doing this. My dad nudges his arm and said, "Hey, what you looking at over there?" And Dad's, "It's okay, I'm looking too." And then I looked over and I said, "You know what?" I said, "If you won't tell anybody, I won't tell anybody." And his face turned as red as my beard, and it's like, holy moly. It was fun though. It was a good time, and like I said, they raised a lot of money. Scruff.
Then I told him, I said, "Don't worry, bud, you'll be in high school pretty soon."
Yeah. They raised a lot of money for the young man, and the person in charge of the Warriors Facebook page, we've been talking, and we've agreed to stay in touch. I got to meet her in person, so that was nice, and we've agreed to stay in touch, and it's pretty cool. And it was that quick too. Like I had no more than saw the story about it at noon, on that afternoon on the local news, and then I was introduced to the page, and then the rest is history. It was really cool.
And we talked to that lady.
Yeah, we talked to the lady. It was nice. The lady in charge of the Facebook page, really nice lady. She gave us hugs, and she says, "I'm sorry, I'm so sweaty," and You're trying to do something. She's a friend of the family, by the way, and she was working ever so hard to keep it going for the family and to keep the fundraiser going and the basketball tournament and everything. It was really cool. And I talked about my friends who visited from another state. They were in Frankenmuth and they went up to Bay City. I didn't go to Bay City with them. Just hung around Frankenmuth. I wanted to take the little boy on a carriage ride through Frankenmuth, but we didn't get around to it. We were at Bronner's, and it might have been too cold for him.
It probably was.
But it was warm. It was actually warmer yesterday than it was on Friday. Friday, it was freezing. It was frigid, brutally frigid cold. Now we're going to be in the 40s starting today, all this week.
Like 40s and 50s, maybe.
Yeah, like today it's supposed to be up to 47.
Wow.
So it's gonna be warm.
I don't know what to do today.
I know. But yeah, it was a very wild, very sad, heartbreaking, devastating week. Hopefully this week will be better. And you know, tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow being the 31st anniversary of my diagnosis with Wilms, I might put together a special video. I might not. I haven't decided yet. But if I do, of course, you know, you'll see it here on my YouTube channel. There's no coffee made. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We got coffee up there. I can put it in and warm it up.
You drink instant?
I'll nuke it.
You drink instant coffee?
Yeah. But I'll nuke that.
There's still coffee in the pot? Oh.
I'll nuke it.
So that's really all I have to say in this week's Sunday video, because there's really not a whole lot to talk about. I don't know what's happening this week other than what I just mentioned.
Hello, gotta get income tax done.
Income tax. Oh, yeah.
Done.
We have to pay propane, too.
Get my teeth thing for my teeth.
Oh, yeah, Dad's getting his dentures
Gotta get,
fitted. The mold's fitted.
yeah,
We have to pay propane.
yeah, pay bills.
Yeah.
From that, now we gotta go to. Now I gotta send a clear to Williamston.
Yeah, our auto insurance people, our agents and the people in Chesaning, they relocated to Williamston down by East Lansing. It's because the main guy, his name is Mike.
Nice guy.
Hell of a nice guy. His dad's health is not the greatest, and so he wanted to be closer to his dad and his family, and so he can work and take care of his father, which is totally understandable. And
I've done the same thing.
Me too. I mean, if you were, you know, if your health was bad, absolutely, I would do whatever it took to be with my family plus maintain a job. And he says, you know, because I talked with Mike, and he says, well, I don't want you to think that, you know, we're just brushing everybody off. He says, because we absolutely loved our time here in Chesaning. We met a lot of wonderful, friendly people, and you were one of them. You and your dad were just the most awesome clients that we've had. And we're going to be, you know, we're sad to see you, or we're sad to leave. Sad to see us go. We're the ones staying. They're the ones leaving. He says we're sad to leave, but, you know, sometimes you got to do what's necessary. Sometimes life pulls you in a different direction.
Don't play it tough.
And it's like, you know, you don't owe me an explanation. Your family comes first. I said, if I'm ever down in Williamston, I said, I drive to Lansing area once in a blue moon. I said, but, you know, when I'm in the area, I'll come down M43 from East Lansing, and I'll swing through Williamston, and I'll stop in and say hi. And, you know, the funny thing is, too, is Mike, our agent, he used to work for IGT Gaming in Lansing. Now, if you don't know what IGT Gaming is, they control and operate Club Keno from the Michigan Lottery. He used to work for IGT. So he knows a lot of behind the scenes about Club Keno. But yeah, so there's that. That about wraps it up. I really don't know what else to talk about. That's it. I said everything I needed to say. This is going to be a brief Sunday video update this week. And, oh, I almost forgot. Oh, no, that was last week, wasn't it, when Mom was down?
Yeah.
Mom came to visit, and I still have her, is it this? No, it's not that. I still have her, right here it is. The shepherd's pie recipe. I haven't made the shepherd's pie yet, but I will.
Scruffy, come on, Scruff. Get in here, Scruffy. Scruffy, come on. Why are you out there bothering that cat?
But anyway, that's all for this week. There's really nothing else to talk about. Damn it. Yeah, I know. I know. That's exactly what it is. But anyway, anything you wanted to say before I go?
No. Enjoy the rest of the day, I guess.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of the day and the week. Ruth, I love you. I always will. Corey, we love you and we miss you. And we'll take care of Christian. We got his back.
Yeah.
We'll take care of your son for you. And Ruth, I'll stay in touch with your sister, and you know, we'll definitely stay in touch as often as we can. And there was a warrior who passed away last week. Her name was Daisy Walsh, and she was from Colorado. And my love and condolences go out to Daisy's family, her mother Natalie, and Natalie and I have spoken for on a few different occasions, and very nice lady. So my love and condolences go out to Daisy's family as well. Little warrior, she's not suffering anymore, so that's really all anybody wants, is to not suffer. But anyway, guys, that's it for me for this week. My name is Jared Fuller. Much love to all of you. Try to have a wonderful week, and just love each other, and just be good to each other. You know, that's what we have to do. Just be good to each other. You know, you get what you give, and if you put hatred into the world, you're going to get it back. So, okay. So try to put love into the world. Try that once. It'll get you pretty far. I'll see you next week.